What's going on, people? It's Archery. Welcome back to my channel. I am back after a multiple month hiatus on the YouTube channel. I am so sorry for the inactivity. I've just been trying to save my money and put my head down and just focus on school, but I am back. I have some free time, so I will be uploading some more YouTube videos for you guys, mostly draft league content. And speaking of draft league, this is actually a newer draft league that I'm in. I competed last season, and I decided to start recording videos a couple episodes or a couple of weeks into the season, so I apologize for that. Two things: this is ran by my friend Izzy Max, the Max Doubles League. His link will be in the description. You'll love his channel if you actually like mine, along with all the other players who actually compete in this league who upload YouTube videos. So if you guys are actually interested in the league, you guys can go check out their videos. If you guys like mine, you'll like all theirs, I swear. And then actually, week 1 was recorded by my friend Tay. I'll leave that video in the description if you guys want to go check that out, since I didn't get to record it. And week 2 was actually not recorded, but I just want to let you guys know like the status on the league and stuff like that right before I get in. I will leave the timestamp for the game, for when the game actually starts, in the description. So if you guys don't want to listen to all this, then you guys can just go. But since I didn't actually make a video describing my team this season, I'm just going to let you guys know how the league's going so far for myself. I'm actually 2-0, and my team is extremely scary in my opinion. I was so happy with my draft. My team is Glastrier, Dusclops, Dragapult, Escavalier, Slowbro, Silvally, Cantonian Wheezing, Sandaconda, Fungus, Miltank, and Carbink. So this is actually a doubles league. I've uploaded singles leagues in the past, but this is a doubles league this season, and I am so happy with my team. Actually, it's so funny. I'm very happy with my team, but a lot of people's teams in this league are so stacked. Like I'm not even kidding you guys right now. This league is so stacked. So many players are just insanely talented. Pretty much every single player is competitive in some aspect. It is ridiculous. All of them are awesome too. Everybody is like on top of their stuff, and we were actually just having a discussion about this in the Discord. Like this league flows so good, and I just want to give you a big thank you if you're in the league and listening to this. I actually want to thank you guys because this is actually so much fun for me to prep and research and just play and just be in an awesome environment with awesome people. So thank you guys if you're listening. So like I said, I'm actually 2-0, +4 before this match, and the initial power rankings. Okay, so Izzy Max uploads videos breaking down his league on his YouTube channel. So that's where you guys are gonna have to go if you guys are interested in this league and how it progresses and stuff like that. But they actually had me 11th out of 12, which I do not actually blame them at all. But my starting schedule is the hardest possible from a power ranking standpoint. And I don't want to say the hardest, but unless like somebody else plays these exact 4 teams. But technically, I'll go through the teams I'm playing. I played Tay week 1, who was ranked 2nd. I played Dark King week 2, who was ranked 3rd. I play Ryan this week, who is ranked 4th. And then next week, I get Izzy Max, who is ranked 1st. So unless somebody else has the same schedule as me from a power rankings perspective, that's actually the hardest schedule. And I'm already playing with a chip on my shoulder to try and prove myself wrong from the initial power rankings. So that's kind of my goal right now. And like absolutely zero hard feelings towards my fellow league mates. Like this is all for fun at the end of the day. And it just like the fact that people are sleeping on my team from a power rankings perspective, it gives me motivation, you know what I mean? Like it makes me want to do better. So shout out to you guys. So anyways, let's just get right into the game. My friend Ryan here, I play him this week. His team is Rillaboom, Heatran, Togekiss, Drifblim, Raikou, Liepard, Vaporeon, Surfetch'd, Stoutland, Mr. Mime Galarian form, and Druddigon. So let's just get right into the gameplay here. So I actually want to go over my team with you guys really quick before we get into this match. So this matchup is pretty decent for me. I'm running Lumberry Glacier to try and get rid of a potential burn or status in general. I'm running offensive Dragapult 3 attacks. I'm running offensive Escavalier Assault Vest. I'm running Carbing for the Trick Room and Guard Split strategy with my Slowbro. I'm running Fungus for a potential redirection for the Dragapult if I want to go fast. And I'm running Weakness Policy Slowbro, which is basically my win condition. So going back into this match, I felt like my matchup was pretty decent against Ryan. He brought Heatran, Vaporeon, Lightpard, Rillaboom, Mr. Mime, Galarian Form, and Surfetch. So he didn't bring Raikou, and I thought that Rillaboom Raikou was actually a very, very, very difficult lead for my team. Unless I led Glacier or Escavalier. But I just go with the main strategy because I didn't see Raikou. And I knew that if he led Mr. Mime or Lightpard, he could double taunt me, or he could fake out, or he could just get big damage off, or he can go with some shenanigans, maybe with like maybe Thunderwave shenanigans, or fake tears with the Heatran, or whatever the case may be. I'm really just like, his team is so good in my opinion. I think he has way too many options for comfort, and prepping for his team was actually extremely difficult. I actually had to predict that he either did not bring Togekiss, Raikou, Vaporeon, but there were so many mons that he actually needed, so this game was actually very difficult for me to prep for. If you guys actually like Draft League content, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. It helps me know what content you guys want to see and everything like that. So going into this, I'm pretty much just going to protect on my Carbink because I know Mr. Mime gets Fake Out and Taunt, so I kind of wanted to scout with my Carbink to see what he does. And then I'm actually Weakness Policy Slowbro. So I'm expecting a Freeze Dry out of Mr. Mime here, or a Scald, or like, I don't know, some sort of super effective move heading my way. So he scouts for the Belly Drum Slowbro with Foul Play, and it activates my Weakness Policy. So I actually Grass Knotted the Vaporeon here, and I get big damage off. So this is actually like an incredible turn 1 for me. I think I caught him off guard with the Weakness Policy a little bit. So now that I know that he can't fake out my Carbink, I know for sure that I can get Trick Room up, unless he doubles into that slot, which results in me getting a KO on either Mr. Mime or Vaporeon. And I feel like late game, this Mr. Mime with Foul Play is going to have a bigger impact on my Pokemon in the back, which are Escavalier and Glacier. So I actually target that thing down with Geyser, and plus getting the rain up. I'm not really too worried about Vaporeon in the rain. I'm assuming that he's max, probably either defense or special defense. But he goes for Yawn, and I'm actually like super frustrated that he brought Yawn, because you'll see later in games that this actually becomes an issue for me. So I knew I was guaranteed getting Trick Room up, unless he doubled into it, which means that I just get a free kill with Slowbro. But he ends up foul playing my Slowbro, so I knew I got Trick Room up there, which is incredible for me. I'm now I went from a good position to an extremely good position. So here's where the game kind of, I don't want to spoil it, but here's where the game kind of starts falling in his favor. I'm thinking to myself here, I could totally overgrowth that Vaporeon and kill it with max overgrowth, and then guard split with Carbink to give me the extra stats for the calcs that I needed. So he actually maxes Heatran here, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well he definitely just max guarded, and I went for the safer play in Geysering the Heatran. But in hindsight, I should have gone for the more risky play, because I would have been in an extremely good position, even though my Slowbro is about to go to sleep here, if I would have gotten rid of this Vaporeon, because this Vaporeon actually ends up taking out my Carbink here, which isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, Carbink was just kind of sitting there, not really doing anything, after I guard splitted and used Trick Room with it. Excuse me. So he takes out my Carbink, and I'm trying to decide on whether I want to go into Escavalier or Glacier here. I felt like Glacier was more useful outside of Trick Room versus his team, versus Escavalier, especially with Heatran out. So I just decided to come in and use Drill Run on the Heatran. I know he can't go for the double protect here, so he actually Helping Hands, and I have to burn a turn of sleep off Slowbro, so I get the Drill Run up, do huge damage, and I was also scouting for Shuka, potentially, but he reveals that he's actually a Life Orb here, and he sets up the Sun. which actually sucks for me, because now I'm down to just Glacier and Slowbro. And I'm thinking to myself, no matter what, he's probably just going to protect next turn anyway. I mean, there's no reason for him not to. I was so close to doubling down this Vaporeon right here, but I had to go with the safe play, because if I don't, I'm in a position to lose. You know, especially if I target down the Vaporeon, probably kill it with something. I probably don't kill it at all with Stomping Tantrum. Plus Psychic, I probably don't kill it. And if I target down the Vaporeon here and he flares my Glacier, I just lose, especially because I know he has Surfetch in the back. Well, actually, I don't know if he has Surfetch in the back, but it's between Surfetched and Rillaboom. So I have to go for the safe play, and it actually bites me in the ass. I go for the Stomping Tantrum again here because I'm like, okay, well, there's no way he's going to Trick Room, and I have to go big or go home this turn because this is my last turn to Trick Room. So I knew that he couldn't protect here, and if he did and he lost, he loses the game. So I thought he was either going to switch, or I thought he was just going to try and go for the double. So I just went for the damage anyway, and he charms my Glacier, which actually sucks so bad that he has Charm, Helping Hand, Scald, and Yawn. So that actually revealed to me that I didn't have Protect on Vaporeon, so that's actually great information for me next turn, just in case I get the weakness policy off of my Slowbro. So I go for the Psychic into Surfetched, and there's a lot of hypotheticals that could have, how the game could have gone differently for me. I felt like I was in a winning position at one point, but I went for the safe play, and he capitalized on knowing that I was going to go for the safe play, or at least predicting that I was going to go for the safe play. Like, he knew that I had to go for the safe play, which is so meta to think about. I think that's when I lost momentum in this game, because he comes in with Surfetch at the perfect time to come in and just win with Helping Hand, like moves that just are super effective against my core, which is Glacier and Slowbro under Trick Room. So his prep is really showing here, and I knew that I had to adjust for game 2. So my lead does not change in game 2. I still go for the, if I'm not mistaken, I still go for the Slowbro Carbink lead. And I bring the same 2 in the back, S-Cav and Glacier. So let me think about this. I was pretty much just thinking, I didn't really know what he was going to lead here. I was really prepared for the Rillaboom Liepard lead, but I think seeing Escavalier scared him off of Rillaboom just a little bit. And you'll see in this game, he actually does not even bring Rillaboom. He just leads, if I'm not mistaken, I think he leads Heatran Vaporeon this way? No, Heatran Mr. Mime, that's right, to apply Fake Out and Taunt Pressure. So this time around, I'm pretty sure I just go for straight Trick Room. A little bit aggressive on my part, but I don't really care, because if he maxes and tries to kill Carbink here, I'm actually okay with being taunted / losing Sturdy here, because if he goes into Carbink with his Heatran, I get huge damage off on Heatran with my Slowbro because I'm maxing here. So this is the actual game plan. I was actually prepared for Liepard Heatran lead, which is it's basically the same thing, except he doesn't have Prankster Taunt, but he is faster than both my mons, so I mean, I guess you can call it Prankster Taunt. It's basically the same exact lead. So I go with the same game plan that I was going to last game, but I went a little bit more aggressive this time, because last game the aggressive play would have put me in a better position to win, but he actually just breaks my Sturdy and doubles into Carbink, which denies me Trick Room. And when you see the damage on Heatran, you'll think that it's actually a bad trade for me, but I'm thinking 2 turns ahead here, and I think that it's a great trade for me. Looking at that damage from Heatran. So this, excuse me. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I do here? I can go into Glacier and Protect and try and preserve some of my damage. Or, I mean, some of my health on Glacier. So that's exactly what I do. And I just Geyser into Heatran. And I'm thinking to myself, there's absolutely no way he protects Heatran here, because I think this is like baiting him into getting damage off of my Glacier, which is actually an okay trade for me. Like, I am okay with this trade, because depending on what he has in the back, Escavalier just wipes through his team, if I'm not mistaken. So as long as I get rid of Heatran, Escavalier puts in work. So I'm actually okay with him targeting down my Glacier and getting damage off on it. And that's exactly what he does. So it does about 75%, about, give or take, you know, if not 2/3. So I actually get the KO on Heat Train here, which is big for me. You guys know it's big for me because SCAV is in the back. So that's pretty much the deal. And I'm still max with Slowbro, so I have one more turn of max with Slowbro. And I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. And I see Vaporeon coming in. I'm like, okay, well, he's going to start yawning things. So I just go for Heavy Slam into Mr. Mime, and then I overgrowth the Vaporeon, if I'm not mistaken. And I expect him to just foul play me. Yeah, he does. And I live with Glacier, which is pretty big, because this damage is actually going to end up mattering later in the game that I get off from this Mr. Mime. So the overgrowth does a lot, not as much as I was expecting. The calc actually had it, so I actually OHKO it if weakness policy is activated. But that is a very, very, very bulky Mr. Mime, I have to tell you. Like extremely bulky. I'm assuming that he's max HP, max defense, Eevee Light on it, because that should be doing a lot more. And I was just expecting him to be Sash maybe, or Light Clay Screens or something like that. So seeing the defense of Mr. Mime caught me off guard a little bit. So I was actually expecting him to go for the... What was I expecting him to do? I think I was expecting him to go for the Yawn into Glacier with Vaporeon, since he just yawned my Slowbro the following turn, but he actually makes a good play, and he predicts, he makes a safe play and just yawns the, he yawns the Slowbro slot because he doesn't lose anything by going for it. Since I don't have Trick Room up, he doesn't have to worry about that. So now I just figured, I'm going to switch Glacier out, because I'm thinking that he's going to foul play the Glacier slot, and I think it's a good chance for me to get the weakness policy proc on my Slowbro and potentially put myself in a winning situation. So I'm making a little bit of a read here, and then I bring in the Slowbro here, and he actually foul plays my SCAV, so he actually reads my read, which is very, very smart on his part, and he scalds my Slowbro in replacement of the foul play to cover, excuse me, voice crack, to cover the switch. So it was actually a very good play on his part. And this is where the game starts getting into my hands again. So I'm thinking endgame, right? If he somehow KOs my Escavalier here, and I can kill both of these Mons with Slowbro and Glacier still alive, and his last Mon is either Surfetched or Rillaboom, I win the game outright. I am like praying it is Surfetched. And I actually assume it's Surfetched because I don't think he brings Rillaboom against... Escav? So he goes for the foul play into Escav, which is just getting really good damage on me. I go for the Grass Knot boosted by Grassy Train, courtesy of your boy. And then, you know, he charms my Escav, which actually sucks. It sucks so bad, because this Escav puts in so much work. And it's actually asleep now. That burn on Slowbro doesn't really matter because it's being canceled out by the Grassy Train, or at least a little bit. So I'm just trying to focus on making the right reads here. I'm going for safer plays, not necessarily aggressive plays. I'm assuming he's just going to foul play my SCAV to try and avoid proccing my weakness policy on my Slowbro. So I just keep going for the Grass Knot and Vaporeon, and I woke up thankfully, but the damage isn't really doing that much, considering I am -2 on the Escavalier. So this is kind of a stally kind of match, not very much intensity going on. It's just I'm just trying to get damage off on these things, because I'm already thinking to myself, okay, well, if I don't kill this Mr. Mime, I lose. If I don't kill Vaporeon, I lose. So I'm thinking to myself, I have to KO both, and then hope that I live with Escavalier, or 2 Pokemon out, preferably Slowbro and Glacier, against his Surfetched, which I think he has in the back. So I go for the Scald into Mr. Mime, because I know he's going to kill my Escavalier this turn, so then that means I get to come in with Glacier and make an aggressive play, because it's now or nothing, right? Like, I'm down 2-3, both of my Mons are crippled. I have to try and go for the big boy play, and I did the calc, and it's actually a roll for me to live this foul play from Mr. Mime with Glacier, And I know he's not going to go for it into Slowbro, or else I just win outright with the weakness policy. So I go for the Heavy Slam into Mr. Mime, and then that damage earlier in the game, going for the safer play with Heavy Slam, actually matters here, because I go for the foul play, that burn saves me, he goes for the Scald into Slowbro, and then I live on both, I go for the Grass Knot into Vaporeon, and I Heavy Slam the Mr. Mime, and I'm like screaming right now, because I like normally in those situations I tend to choke on things like that, and I am just so glad I came through and actually won this game. And I saw I took 12 damage from burn here, so if he goes for Protect here with Surfetched, either I win the game here, he has to like target down my Slowbro in hopes that I miss Icicle Crash or something like that. But he actually protects here, hoping that I die from burn, and I actually don't. And it's actually so big for me that I won this game. It's momentum going to the next one, and the reason why I know I won here is because he only has single target moves on this, or at least I've seen so far. So I'm assuming he has like Close Combat, Knockoff, First Impression, Detect. So then he goes for the play onto my Glacier, and I actually kill him with Slowbro. So I actually win game 2 on a very narrow margin, and that gives me a lot of confidence going into game 3. So I actually have no reason to go for the same exact lead. I think I have a winning matchup versus everything that he brought. So this might, and I was thinking about going Dragapult here, but I'm thinking to myself, if I get Trick Room up here, I feel like I was in a winning position game 1. So I feel like I should just go with the same play and bring Escav in the back with Glacier, because I think I could have had game 1 if I played it better, and I know what I did wrong. Like going into game 2, I'm like, okay, well I have confidence going into this game, so and I know what I did wrong in game 1, so I can make the adjustment for it. So he actually made an adjustment too, which kind of threw me off a little bit, but I'm very confident going into this game that I can win with Slowbro, Carbink, get the Trick Room up, and potentially max something else. So this is a lead that I actually prepared for also. It was Liepard plus offensive Mon to threaten my Carbink / Slowbro lead. And Surfetch actually does by a large margin with Knockoff, and I don't know if he has Iron Head or not because I didn't see First Impression. So I double Protect here because that's always the play when I see a Liepard lead, and he goes for Trick Knockoff, and I'm thinking to myself, is he Toxic Orb? Is he Light Ball? Is he Eject Button? I don't know what he is, so I am just gonna switch out my Slowbro here. Seeing that I know he did not bring either Rillaboom or Heatran here, I'm just going to make the safe switch into Escav because I don't think that he threatens me with anything here. He can target down my Escavalier. I'm confident I can win with Slowbro in the back, or Slowbro plus Glacier in the back. So I'm okay with getting rid of my my Escav here, and he goes for the Thunder Wave into me and Knockoff. So I made the right read. So right here, this is a very interesting spot for me. I go for the Fell Stinger into Liepard, because I feel like it would be doing a lot of damage, and then I think it brings it down to a Sash if he's not max HP. But I unfortunately get Parahax here, which is not really that big of a deal to me. That was one of the turns I could lose, and I actually revealed that he was Eject Button. So what he was going to do is, he was going to trick me the Eject Button and then be faster with me, and try and get rid of my Slowbro's weakness policy while getting an Eject Button out. So getting great damage. So that was actually a very good play on his part. But that was my play every single time. So he gets rid of Escav here, which is fine. That was the plan. And I'm in with Carbink now, and I'm pretty sure I still have how many turns of Trick Room left? 2 turns of Trick Room left. So my time's running out here, and I realize this, so I have to go for the big play here. He withdraws Surfetch, which is fine because I go for Gleam, I think. No, I go for Guard Split. To try and live that Knockoff a little bit more. He goes for the Yawn into my Slowbro, so this Yawn Vaporeon is so good against me, and I just did not expect it at all. I need to start researching the Pokemon and not just tunnel visioning into what I think they're going to be and what they could possibly be. So I need to start taking those things into account a little bit more. I think so. So this is the play here. He goes for the trick, and I think I double into the Lipard here, just so I don't get taunted. So I have the freedom to protect in the future, since Vaporeon has little to no offensive pressure except against my Carbink, which I really don't care about at all. So I want Carbink to die here, but he doesn't kill me. So this is actually pretty bad for me. I need a Carbink to go down here so that I can bring in either Glacier. Yeah, I needed to bring in Glacier here because Escap's dead. So I needed to bring in Glacier here and protect and either force him into Dynamax or come in with Glacier and just max in general. So this is actually extremely unfortunate for me, but I try and play it the best I can. I'm trying to ponder on what I should do here. But I wanted to go for the protect here because I was expecting the knockoff, actually. And if I wake up and protect there, like, it's fine. But there's, like, no way I'm waking up there. So I get a lot of damage on my Slowbro, which actually ends up mattering late game. And it's really unfortunate. This is where I knew I kind of lost the game. I had to max... I had to, like, max... What did I have to do here? I think I just went for protect here. Trying to burn a turn of sleep with Slowbro. I knew he was going to try and attack the Glacier because I just win with Glacier. So I just protected it, and I tried to burn a turn of sleep with Slowbro. So he actually helping hand close combated. So I'm like, okay, so I did the calc, and I'm like, I live. I just hope he doesn't crit me. So because I know he's not banned, and I know he's not Life Orb, and I couch for Black Belt, which I actually live barely. I think it does like 90% to a max Glacier. So if I max Glacier here, I know that's what I had to do. I'm gonna max guard, and I can afford to not get the max guard here. I need Slowbro to wake up and Psychic the Surfetched, because if I get the max guard here, then Heatran comes in after, and I have a very, very, very good chance of winning if he targets on the Glacier with Heatran. So I'm thinking one turn ahead. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna live this. I said, oh, okay, well, I fail. And then he crits me. So don't actually think that he got lucky here. It was a 50-50 roll. He was Leek Surfetched. Leek Surfetched. Hats off. That's all I have to say. Hats off. His prep was so much more concise than mine. I had a general game plan for specific lead matchups, and I felt like I had confidence going into it. If he didn't crit me there, I think I have a better shot of winning, or at least lowering the differential a little bit to the point where I didn't lose. And he still has Dynamax with Heatran, so I pretty much concede defeat here. I know I lost because he outspeeds me, and I didn't know he had Overgrowth, but I thought he had like Earth Power or something like that. So, wow, just GG, straight GG to Ryan, man. He played so well. He made so many reads on me that I just would not have expected him to make, and I was so thoroughly impressed with him in this match. I was like dumbfounded. You can even ask him. He and I actually had a very long conversation late last night after this match, about the hypotheticals and everything like that. Voice crack again. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then, you know, I'm just trying to think in hindsight what I could have done differently. I think that game 1 could have been in my favor if I got lucky with sleep, but I'm not really sure. I had to go for more aggressive plays game 1 to win that game. So game 1 was winnable up until I got the max turns of sleep with Slowbro. And then game 3, he just outplayed me in every fashion. I tried to make reads to try and put myself in a position to win with my win conditions, which were Slowbro and Glacier, but he predicted my reads, and he just played insanely well. He went for the no risk plays, and I went for either no risk plays or all the risk plays, and there was no in between. So GG to my friend Ryan. his link, if he wants me to put it in the description, I most definitely will, so you guys can go check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment what you guys think. I will leave the timestamps for all the games in the description so you guys can go back and rewatch them if you wish. And it's been Archery. Stay tuned for more Draft League content, and I will catch you guys later. Have a nice day, guys.